Do you want to know who the big bettors in Vegas are getting down on today? I'm talking about the guys in betting syndicates who can move the lines, the guys who hammer a game hard 20 minutes before kickoff. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, General Manager of the world's largest online sports gambling community, PickNation.com. You want the inside scoop direct from Vegas? Well, I've got it for you with our revolutionary new service, Insider Money Moves. And now you can get a 3-day free trial to check it out at PickNation.com. With Insider Money Moves, we get the plays of Vegas's heavy hitters direct from our contacts and sources in sports books around town. And now you can get them for free for 3 days with our trial of Insider Money Moves. I've been a professional sports handicapper, guys, for over 25 years. In that time, I've heard a lot of guys claim to have the inside scoop and late steam moves from Vegas. Trust me, they never did. Insider Money Moves is the real deal. 96-69 in football last season. Get a 3-day free trial now at PickNation.com. Al DeMarco here along with Steve Budin. We are winding down week number 2, our NFL preview show here, where every game we break down from a point spread perspective at PickNation.com. Remember, you can catch any part of the show you may have missed over on PickNation.com anytime at your convenience. Steve, let's look at the next game here, Denver and Cincinnati. Let's not look at it too long.
Right.
Not one that I'm interested in. Denver falling down 16-3 at halftime on Monday night against the Raiders, losing that game 23-20. Not as close as the final score indicated. I think the problem with the Broncos, just like last year, they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the Raiders again. 190 yards rushing they gave up in that game. Now they're going to take a Cincinnati team, Cedric Benson, 25 carries, 121 yards, and their road upset at Cleveland last week. You talk about the Bengals playing with confidence. I just don't know about this Broncos team. I think they're definitely going to be better, but a lot of injuries too. Champ Bailey got hurt in that game. Brandon Lloyd got hurt in that game. Sean Marino got hurt Monday night. It may be too much to overcome.
Well, there's definitely a new style of football in Denver. They're playing that smash-mouth football now, and I think it's going to take some getting used to by the entire team, and it looks like it's taken a little longer than they thought it would. Cincinnati Bengals, big surprise to me last week, crushing the Cleveland Browns. I thought that was a great win for them. It's always bigger for them than anyone else in the country because it's that Battle of Ohio, and they really get up for that game. Can they bring that forward now and take it to the next level at Mile High? I don't know. 5.5 points, another one of these trap lines. Looks like they want you to lay to 5.5 points. So for that reason alone, I would say probably going to go to the Bengals here, take those 5.5 points, go against the bookmakers, and look to get the win.
Yeah, listen, that ground game, it might be in their new style, but Willis McGahee and Sean Marino last week, 12 carries for 25 yards combined. Right. That's a game I just want to touch. I agree with you. Cincinnati would probably be the play, but there's better games. Minnesota and Tampa Bay, everybody's down on the Vikings because of the way they played last week. They see Donovan McNabb 7 for 15, 39 yards against San Diego. But let's remember the Chargers had statistically on paper the #1 defense last year in the NFL. They've still got Adrian Peterson. They had Percy Harvin, who had the big kickoff return last week. They were up 17-7 at halftime at San Diego. Okay, they lost that game, but they were supposed to lose that game. That's why they were a 9.5-point underdog in that contest. As for Tampa Bay, you see a final score, and it's deceiving. 27-20, they lost at home to Detroit. But, they were absolutely dominated statistically by the Lions. Stafford threw for 305 yards. I think they had 118 yards more in total possession. They held control of the ball for 10 more minutes. Tampa didn't do anything.
Well, this team, Tampa Bay, is a lot better on the road. And if you watch that game against Detroit, which I did because obviously I was on Detroit with the Baltimore Crew, big winner for me, you notice there was about 11 total people in the whole stands. Now, I've seen more people at a Tampa Bay Yankees game than I saw at this Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. It's no wonder they love the road. Last 10 games on the road, I think they're 9-1 against the spread. I'm going to look for that trend to continue here. I am not a big believer in Minnesota. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay plus the 3 to be strong at home. On the road.
Well, I'm going to go the other way. I think the Vikings are the better team. I think that you have to play into the public perception that Donovan McNabb has nothing left. It's not Donovan McNabb's shoulders that this team is going to survive on. It's Adrian Peterson. And I think they're going to play a little better at home back on the artificial turf. Josh Freeman had to throw the ball 43 times against the Lions last week. They aren't going to win many games when Josh Freeman's throwing the ball 43 times, but he had to. LeGarrette Blount, they were counting so much for him to key the ground game. 5 carries, 15 yards against the Lions. And the Lions also had, 5 quarterback sacks. Tampa Bay's defense, 0 sacks of Matt Stafford. So, again, I like Minnesota. We differ there. We touched briefly on Cleveland and Indianapolis earlier when Trace Adams was with us. He liked Indianapolis. I think I liked Indianapolis.
So did I.
Okay, we're all in the same agreement there. A Cleveland team that is now 2-7 with straight up with Colt McCoy as the starter. You lose 27-17 at home against the Bengals. I'm sorry, you don't get my vote anyplace.
15,000 milligrams of Geritol. Okay, Kerry?
Yeah, Kerry Collins, 197 yards, 1 touchdown
197 years old. Got it?
Yes. They did lose 34-7 to Houston last week. Another one of those games. I think if you're going to play it, you have to play Indianapolis. This is my opinion. We had touched on briefly the Dallas-San Francisco contest, Steve. Cowboys a 3.5-point favorite in this one. Some places you'll see it at 3. They were up 14 points in the fourth quarter against the Jets. Tony Romo gave the game away. We've seen it before. The real key here is Jason Garrett was brought in to change the whole outlook of this team, the whole demeanor of this team. Well, this is the first big test. Can you get up off the carpet and rebound with the win here?
Tony Romo threw more Darrelle Revis's way than they did, and every team did the entire season last year. What films is he watching? We talked about it. So many games in the second week here are must-wins. This is a must-win for Dallas. They must come back and respond here. They cannot let that last loss dictate their entire season. They must come back and come back strong, and for that reason, I'm going to lay the 3 points here with the Cowboys.
San Francisco, you look at their roster, you see a bunch of first-round and top draft picks up and down this lineup. Of course, the reason they haven't produced is maybe the coaching. Well, they brought in Jim Harbaugh. Impressive debut, jumped on Seattle early, which is what you're supposed to do against a bad team playing at home 16-0. But then their youth and experience watched Seattle come back. That was a 19-17 game late in the second half before Ted Ginn broke the big kickoff return, and another special teams play resulted in another touchdown. So they did win that game 33-17.
But that's a good point. It was because of special teams. And will they have that special team success against the Cowboys?
Cowboys, not like they're a great defensive team. I looked at the total in this game, 42.5 points. I think you have to look perhaps at the under in this game, too. Even though the Cowboys have gone 17-5, their last 22 games over, I don't see either one of these teams putting massive points on the board here. So I'd lean toward the under there. Hey, guys, just want to remind you here, you've seen some of the commercial spots for it as well. You see it over at picknation.com. Listen, we have a unique one-day free all-access pass where you can get my plays, Steve's plays, the plays of all 10 handicappers at the site for free for 1 day. If you had bought them all separately, it would cost you well over $600. We're not asking you to buy anything. We're telling you it is absolutely free, and we do it for a reason. We think we have the best collection of handicappers in the business. What better way to do it than putting our money where our mouths are by not taking a dime off of you and just giving you all the action for free?
And that's what we always say. We pull the curtain back, and unlike every other company, we allow you to come in and see everything we do, get all the picks, all the analysis. They say the ones you lay off are the ones that pay off. So far, 6-0 to start this football season. You get all my picks, all Al's picks, all of our top handicappers' picks, all their premium analysis, all for free. And free really does mean free. No tricks, no gimmicks.
No strings attached, guys. So check it out. 1 day, free all-access pass over at picknation.com. Steve, the last game we're going to talk about, Houston and Miami. You, of course, Miami-based. You saw the Dolphins on Monday night. What a pathetic performance that was.
Yep.
And I think that Tony Sparano was just in line to be one of the first coaches fired.
Another thing you didn't see in that game was Chad Henne sitting on the sidelines 3rd and 4 and watching the Wildcat try to get the first down. At least he knows, if nothing else, that he's the man now in Miami. Because of that, I think he'll be passing the ball frequently. We know Houston, all they do is go up and down the field. The total here at 44, I'm looking over the 44. I think both of these quarterbacks are going to light it up.
Yeah, I can see the over, and I like Houston in this one as well. Well, guys, that'll do it for this week's edition of Pick Nation Report. Remember, you can catch any part of the show on picknation.com. For Steve Budin and myself, Al DeMarco, we'll catch you again next week.